In the beginning, when the earth was formless and void, God spoke life into existence with the power of his words. Light burst forth, separating day from night, and the skies were stretched above the seas and lands. From the soil of this new earth, God formed the first man, Adam. He was shaped with intricate care, his form molded by the Creator's hands unlike any other creature. Then, in a moment that combined divine intimacy and profound symbolism, God breathed his own breath into Adam, granting him life and a soul. Adam opened his eyes to behold a world in its pristine glory. The colors were vibrant, the sounds of nature harmonious. Trees swayed under a gentle breeze, their leaves whispering stories of creation. Birds filled the air with their song, while animals roamed freely in peaceful coexistence. God placed Adam in the Garden of Eden, a lush paradise filled with fruit-bearing trees, rivers that sparkled under the sun, and every kind of living creature. Eden was more than just a garden. It was a place of abundance, where the presence of God was felt in every corner. Adam, however, noticed that while the animals had their pairs, he was alone. Though he enjoyed a unique connection with God, there was a longing within him for someone akin to himself. God, understanding Adam's unspoken need, declared, "It is not good for man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." Putting Adam into a deep divine sleep, God took one of his ribs and fashioned it into a woman. When Adam awoke, he saw her and felt an immediate bond. "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh," he said, naming her Eve. She was not only his companion, but an extension of himself, equal in spirit and form to walk beside him. Life in Eden was idyllic. The garden was abundant with fruits of every variety, figs, pomegranates, dates, and berries so sweet they seemed like nectar. Adam and Eve worked together, tending to the plants and naming the animals, their hearts full of joy and innocence. There was no shame or fear between them. They were pure, living in a state of harmony with creation and with each other. At the center of the garden stood two trees, the tree of life, whose fruit granted eternal life, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, whose significance was shrouded in divine mystery. God's voice echoed through the garden with both love and command. "You may eat freely from every tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for when you eat from it, you will surely die." One day, as Eve wandered near the center of the garden, a serpent appeared. This was no ordinary creature. It was cunning, with eyes that seemed to harbor ancient knowledge. With a voice as smooth as silk, it spoke to Eve. "Did God really say, 'You must not eat from any tree in the garden'?" Eve replied, "We may eat the fruit of the trees in the garden, but God said, 'You must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die.'" The serpent's eyes glistened with cunning. "You will not surely die," it hissed, "for God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Eve's curiosity was piqued. The fruit, with its vibrant color and enticing aroma, seemed irresistible. She reached out, plucked it from the branch, and took a bite. The flavor burst in her mouth, unlike anything she had ever tasted. She handed the fruit to Adam, who had approached during her exchange with the serpent. Without hesitation, he too ate. The world around them shifted. For the first time, they felt a sensation they had never known: shame. Their eyes were opened, and they realized they were naked. Hastily, they gathered fig leaves to cover themselves. The innocence that once defined their existence was gone, replaced by a raw awareness that left them vulnerable. The sound of God's presence moved through the garden. "Where are you?" he called. Trembling, Adam replied, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." God's voice, both sorrowful and stern, asked, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from?" Adam pointed to Eve. "The woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree and I ate it." Eve in turn said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." God's response carried the weight of judgment. He turned to the serpent, "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock and wild animals. You will crawl on your belly and eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel." To Eve he said, "I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you." To Adam he declared, "Because you listened to your wife and ate from the tree, cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil you will eat food from it all the days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles, and you will eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your brow you will eat your food until you return to the ground, for dust you are, and to dust you will return." God, in his mercy and justice, made garments of animal skins to clothe Adam and Eve, an act that hinted at sacrifice and the covering of their newfound sin. But Eden could no longer be their home. The purity of the garden could not coexist with their disobedience. "Man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil," God said. "He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take from the tree of life and eat and live forever." So God banished them from Eden and placed cherubim with a flaming sword that flashed back and forth to guard the way to the tree of life. Adam and Eve stepped out of Eden, their hearts heavy with the weight of their choices. They carried with them the knowledge of good and evil and the understanding that their actions had altered the course of humanity. But even as they left, there was hope embedded in God's words. The promise of redemption, that one day an offspring of Eve would crush the serpent's head, restoring what had been lost. Outside Eden, life was starkly different. Adam toiled the hardened soil under the scorching sun, each drop of sweat a reminder of his disobedience. Eve faced the pains of childbirth and the complexities of human relationships. Yet, amidst the hardship, there were moments of love and joy. They became parents to 2 sons, Cain and Abel, and later, many more children. The lessons they carried from Eden were passed to their descendants, tales of a perfect garden, a tragic fall, and the voice of God who, despite their failure, continued to speak to them from afar. The echo of Eden lingered in their stories, a reminder that while humanity was separated from the garden, the promise of redemption endured, whispering of a future where harmony would one day be restored. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Adam and Eve's story. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe to our channel, Animated Bible Journeys, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest biblical tales. Your support helps us continue sharing these powerful stories. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family who appreciate engaging biblical narratives. Leave a comment with your thoughts or any stories you'd like to see next. See you on our next journey.